good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Jade, and this is How to App on iOS. And today, we're doing something a little bit different. We're going to be looking at the Sabrent 7-powered hub. Because I love Sabrent. But we're going to kick off the show today with an artist who I'm interviewing this week. This is Night Train 1988, and this track is called Arrival. Boom. Hello. I hope you're doing well. Yes, that was Night Train 1988, and he's coming on the show this week for an interview, which is going to be really cool because he has a really fascinating story, yeah? He come from being a drummer, being into like metal and stuff like Dream Theater, and now he's pretty much a multi-instrumentalist who's released his debut album, which was released on YouTube following this show, coincidentally enough. So I think it's going to be a really cool story to follow on Friday. And we got some really cool interviews coming up for the rest of the year, so stay tuned, folks. It's going to be really cool. Hey, if you're watching on Facebook, I don't know how you're doing it because we're not broadcasting there anymore because Facebook sucks. But you can join the Facebook group right there. It's the Warts group at We All Rise Together on Facebook. You can also like, share, and subscribe if you want this video. This youtube.com/Jade Starr. It's how you find this channel. Every day we broadcast on the Twitch, and I know there's always somebody over there watching, so hello to you. Never forget you. If you're over there, say hello or don't. Or you can join the Patreon at patreon.com/Jade Starr, where every weekend I master your songs. And we do some app giveaways. And you know what? We just hang out for 2 hours and talk a lot of shit and have a bit of fun. And it's, to be honest, it's one of my most anticipated shows of the week because I get to let my hair down and just chat shit with all the Patreons who I love so very much for supporting this channel. Thank you, patrons. So let's say hello to folks in the chat today, and I hope you are all doing well. Hello to Bear. Hello, Dave Fox. I don't think I have a fox. Did we talk about this before? I don't have a fox sound. Hello to Kim Harden Hudson. Hello, Gregory O'Sullivan. Glad you found the hippie metalhead hippie show yesterday. It's a rollicking good time over at Jeff's channel. Who else do I have to say? Patrick Chandler, hello to you. Hello, Adam Burse. It's a small one today. Look, Darren Anderson is here. Hello to you. I hope you're all doing good. So, not only am I going to be looking at today this awesome USB hub, which is important. I know you may think it's a hub. What's the deal? But going to be covering a few things, not only about hubs, about the things that attach to them that are really important, that you probably have come across and shaking your fist about and going, "Oh, is this not working?" And we'll cover a bunch of those things. Let's do some stuff. Let's go over and do the price drops because you know what? We are certainly in Thanksgiving Black Friday sales. There's a hell of a lot on sale. Every day, everything is changing. I'm not going to do any music today. Oh, look at this. I've popped over to the wrong site. Did you know, guys, if you head over to howtoapponios.com, here's the show. The show is broadcast in the browser each day on the website, so you can actually follow the chat in the browser as well. You can communicate from the website as well. There's merch and all this stuff, and you'll find in the description of this show there's new merch links because there's a special Christmas t-shirt that you may find called Team Jade. But it's only going to be available for Christmas, as it says on the back. Only available for Christmas. But yeah, there's merch and stuff you can check out. There's merch you can get through here on the website. And all the site's been updated with all the playlists of all the shows. Look, everything you wanted to find and more can all be found on the website. So I thought I would cover that today, yeah. There you go. Look at all that fancy stuff. And today's show is sponsored by my gear guide. So if you do want to support the channel, I do put up here a whole lot of the stuff that I use in the studio. So some of it's high-end gear, some of it's more moderately priced stuff, but all the interfaces I use, mics. So you can see my NT1 condenser mic, the cameras I use, my drum kit, the mixing desks, monitors, all this stuff that I use, the mic that I'm on now, this pod mic, and today's Sabrent 60 watt powered 7-port hub too, plus my iRig, all that kind of stuff you can find here. And what happens is if you purchase and click any of these links, which takes you to Amazon stores, They snap off a piece of me and they shove it up my butt. Apparently. That's cool. So I can let you know too, before we jump into, well, let's do the price drops. So again, I go through this every day. There is a link in the description for this. So if I have it saved here in my favorites, so every day I just click on appslice.co and you can just copy the link in the description and save it as a favorite. And it takes you to all the music apps each day. So you can see what's on sale. So you can see all the Delirium, Modelarium, Real Delirium apps that I have covered on this show. They're all down like more than about half price. So they're all on sale here. You can see $7.99, $3.99. So there's a bunch of savings there. Moloch Vox, which I've done on the show. Zoa, which I did last week or the week before? Week before, I think. I can't remember. The days are going so fast. But and speaking of Zoa, we're having the developer Ryan on the show the following week. So we've got a developer coming on the show to talk about what it's like as a new developer creating apps and dealing with Apple. It's going to be super fascinating, and hopefully next year we'll have more developers come on and talk about this stuff. So Zoa's on sale at the moment from $7.99 to $3.99. I know that Bias Effects, all their effects are 50% off at the moment for Bias Effects. All the Wood Synth, Wood Scaper, Wood Stepper, Wood Presser, Woodulator, Wood Lo-Fi, they're all on sale too. So, you know, a few, I think it's like 25, 30% off. And it just goes on and on. Look, there are pages and pages. Frames down from $14.99 to $6.99. There's so many price drops at the moment. So this is your best way to keep up with them, to make sure there's something that you don't want to miss or something you've been following and you've had in the back of the mind that you want to buy. Now is the time to check. Agonizer on sale as well from Jacob Hack, which is half price. Man, there's so many apps. Look, we go through. We're on the third page now, and we're still on all current stuff. All the Korg apps and all the in-app purchases for all the Korg apps are on sale as well. So if you've been thinking about getting something like Korg Gadget, that's down from like $39.99 to $19.99. So that's a massive saving. Plus, all of the in-app purchases are half price as well. So that's awesome. GeoShred, which we looked at yesterday, that's on sale for $14.99. The Play version is free still currently, I do believe. BeatHawk, man, BeatHawk is only $4.99. You know, and I'm pretty sure all the in-app purchases are half price as well too. So if you buy BeatHawk, and I've covered that if you want to go back and have a look at BeatHawk. All of the Nembrini apps, look, all the Nembrini apps are still on sale. Every guitar amp sim you can poke a stick at are all on sale. It's, as Gregory said, can I resist Korg Wave Station? It's hard. There's a lot. I've already purchased probably about 5 things. And sure, you know, you can sit here and say, but you get codes sent to you. But of course, I still buy codes. I still buy apps as well, you know, because hey, you can't always expect things for free. Mixbox is still $29.99, and that's going to go up soon. So, yeah, a lot of discounts. My lord, it is Sampletron. There's heaps. It's ridiculous. It is utterly ridiculous. There you go. Boom. We're back here now. All right, so what are we talking about today? We're talking about USB hubs, man. Gary Hubs is here too. The irony of it all, Gary Hubs. And we're talking about hubs. Good stuff. Hey, Rick Lisk, really good to see you as well. So I'm going to tell you my journey about USB hubs, because I think it's important to talk about these things because they don't get talked about enough. You just kind of, I don't know, USB hubs seem to be like a thing that you just treat like, yeah, it's just a USB hub. I'll just grab one of those and plug some things into it. But there's some important things to keep in your mind when you're using USB hubs, yeah? Super important. A, you need one. You're going to need one if you're using iOS. You're going to need one if you're using a Mac these days or a computer. You're going to need one because there aren't as many hubs around as Gary. Well, there's only one Gary Hubs. But the state of things are that technology, for the longest time, Apple's been removing hubs from their computers. They've only just started putting them back on the new MacBook Pros. PCs, on the other hand, still got a few hubs. God, I'm going to say the word hubs today. Gary's head's going to explode by the end of this show. Oh, goodness me. PCs still have a fair bit of hubs, but iOS, we only have one port to plug things in. There it is. If we have a look at my desk cam here, not that camera, this one. So we've only got the one thing over here which we get to plug in. I'm lucky enough here with my Magic Keyboard as it has a power supply down the side here, which is really cool. So I have this hub free to do more things going in and out, more things to have happening inside my iPad. And this power supply is taking up just the power. That's one of the great things about the Magic Keyboard, but that's another story. So there are two kinds of hubs that you can get. There are standard hubs, which just have, a few ports in it and they plug into something. Some of them have slots for SD cards. Some of them have slots for Ethernet, things like that. But they're not powered. So you'll find when you're plugging things in, some things you're going to plug in that need power, maybe like an audio interface, maybe like a hard drive. Some of these things that you plug in need power. That's where powered hubs come in. And boy, do I have a lot of powered hubs. Hubs. So just to let you know, I have under my desk here, I have 3 powered hubs, 3 7-port powered hubs to make all this happen. Because there's so much going on with this show. I've got like a whole other desk over here with my Mac and another keyboard, and everything's all connected. Over the other side, I have a drum kit in the corner of the room, which I can't show you today because I've got the camera pointing over here. And at the back of my desk here, go back there, I have, let's pull my iPad down, a bunch of stuff going on here. So what is going on over there? Let me use my pencil as a pointer. So I've got my iRig interface. That's what's happening there. This is my Sabrent powered hub, which I've been using for the last week here. And as you can see, it's packed full of plugs. There's a lot going on in there. This is also my Sabrent 10-port. So this is, what's it got? 1, 2, I think it's got 5 USB hubs, 5 USB ports. 5 USB ports. It has an Ethernet in the back, so I've got fast internet connected to my iPad, and an SD card. I've done a review on this as well. If you go back and have a look for this particular item. Hello, Fretless Bass. Good to see you. So I've done a review of this, but this one's not powered. Yeah. So keep in mind that one's not powered. I also have back here a 2 terabyte Sabrent hard drive, super fast hard drive. Plus I also have a hard drive over here, another 2 terabyte passport. So this is a spinning drive, and this is a non-spinning drive, let's call them that. So I've got a bunch of stuff going on here. Now all this is connected to my little iPad here, to my little iPad through one cable, which is this cable here, coming out of this Sabrent 10 this 10-port thing. That's all going into my iPad. So everything here is going into this sucker, this poor little iPad. It's quite incredible, yeah? So for the longest time, let's just put this back. For the longest time, I was using these hubs for my for behind the desk here, and they were out of sight, out of mind. And these are called, these are little Targus hubs, little 7-port hubs. They're powered. So they've got like a power supply and a cable there. And look, I've got about 6 of these things. Crazy. The problem with these, now, I shouldn't shit on them too much, yeah? Because I've used them pretty much from day one of doing this show. And what's weird about them, every time I buy one, they're a different shape. It's the same thing, but they keep changing the design. Why is this? Because these these clearly are made in China or something like that, and they've been given this Targus brand name. And if you're in the US, you can probably find the same ones of these, but they wouldn't be called Targus. They've named it Targus in Australia, and in the US, they'd be something else. The biggest problem with these are they have no switches. You can't turn them off and on. So every time, if something fails, you have to unplug, plug back in. And if it's right at the back of your desk, it's a pain in the ass. And as you can see, look at this. I've got blue tack attached to them to stick them down. I've even had blue tack on the power supply to keep the plug in. That's how loose the plug was. Right? And there's like, I've put Velcro on here to hold this. There was blue tack on this one as well. These things they got me by, but they're a bit of an abomination, let's be honest. The thing was, the thing was that these weren't cheap. These were $79 Australian, yeah? They're about the same price as the Sabrent one I'm going to show you today, yeah? Double-sided tape. You've got to do anything you can, fretless bass, right? So these weren't cheap. And I've got there's another one. I've got another one still running. There's one over here. There's one there. So I've got another Targus over here for my iPad, for my Mac Mini. So I've still got one of them in operation, but these have been retired now, yeah? They've had to be retired. It's time to go. Let's go back here. Let's move them out the way. Okay, so it was a big problem for me having it right at the back of the desk. I tried to keep it, away off this little riser I've got here, and I had it right at the back. And it started to get, hey, Ivan, how you going, my friend? I didn't see you there. Let me give you a kiss. There you go. Good to see you, Ivan. So one of the problems I was having with it, every time I open OBS each day, and this is OBS where I do my live stream, it starts up and it disconnects my iRig Pro IO. It just disconnects it. So I would have to unplug the USB and plug it back in for the sound to reconnect. It's just something that OBS does, and it was getting super frustrating to have to do it. Right? Why? Because I don't want to unplug the back of this iRig because it has this DIN cord in the back, and I've already broken one of them. And I'm scared to break another one. So I would have to unplug the USB, lean right back, unplug the USB, plug it back in, and I hate doing that. So it was time to get a new hub with some switches on it. So because I have done reviews of the other Sabrent items back here, the Sabrent non-powered hub and my hard drive, which have both caned it. I've had these for ages now. I'm a big supporter of Sabrent. Sure, they've sent me out these items to do reviews, but I've put them through their paces. I've busted their asses. I even had and if you saw the show I did on the hard drive, it failed on me, and they sent me out another one, and I must have just got a dud one. These things happen, and it's worked like a trooper ever since. Absolutely brilliant. So I'm a firm supporter of their product. So I reached out again and said, look, I want a reliable hub for my iPad because my iPad is the center stage of my show each day. And they were kind enough to send me out this. So let's first have a look at the packaging. And I know you're going to go, yeah, but it's just packaging. But I believe, and I don't care what you say, there's a lot you can read from packaging, okay? There really is a lot you can read from packaging. So just look at Apple, for example. Come on, when you buy a new iPhone or an iPad or a Mac, you know what it's like when you peel back that plastic, the way everything is presented, the way the box is presented. If something comes to you in a presentation that feels good or looks good, feels good, most of the time, at least 99% of the time, what's inside that packaging is going to be fucking good, yeah? I'm going to show you my package. So here is the box, yeah? Now, I'm going to read out the title because it's a long one. and the marketing team must have struggled with this. USB 3.0 7-port hub plus 3 smart charging ports with power switches. That's a lot to fucking swallow. And I've swallowed a lot, folks. Thanks, Peppy. All right, so that's the packaging, and even different languages. All right, so you've got an explanation and everything on the back. Nice, cool. But when you slide off this little thing here, it is a big title. When you slide this off, this is where it gets fancy pants, right? So we've got a nice logo on here. Everything looks nice, and let's pop it open. So it was sitting in there, and it just looked beautiful when I opened it up. I know it's not going to look as beautiful now, but it just looks really nice that everything's put together. And I'm going to show you an example of one of my other hubs, which doesn't look so nice. So let's pop out this little piece of cardboard. And in here, I can show you this because I didn't get to use this. Let's just pull that out. And yeah, cue the shopping channel music. I know. So here's the first thing that I pulled out. When I pulled out the box, I got this. Now, worth the price alone, because I've got a bunch of these cheap ones. 2-year extended warranty if I sign up. So the first thing I did when I got this was go to the website and I got my extended warranty. So I got 2 years warranty on this motherfucker. That's something you don't really get for a $40 hub. Yeah. Hope you're doing well, Russ. Good to see you, my friend. But the other thing is, normally you get a piece of toilet paper for the instructions. And the instructions are actually not in a million languages. Nice photos. Somebody's actually taken the time to actually put together something really nice. It's not too over the top. You know, hey, it's a USB hub. What do you need to know? So there you go. Nice book. Nothing cheap. Feels really nice. So good stuff. Okay, now I'm in Australia, and I knew this. So when this came to me, I knew that the plug would be a US plug. So I still have the plug in here. There it is. And now I forget what these are called. Let me throw that on the floor. So the cable you get, I think these are called like USB A1 or something. So that goes into the actual hub. I think it's, or is it USB B1 or something like that. So, and the other end is just a USB 3.0. So nothing fancy about that. Yeah. So we'll throw that on the floor. But here's the deal. So I got one of these, a US power adapter. So pretty standard stuff there with the plug. Yeah. Luckily, I have like about 5 of these with Australian plugs on them. So I could just keep this in the box, and I had my own Australian power supply. So that is what comes in the box. So I don't really need this because I can't plug it in anywhere. It doesn't fit my hole. Thanks, Peppy. Okay, so let's have a look at the actual device. Now this is going to be fun because I'm going to try and unplug it. Let's hope I don't go off the air. I'm just going to put my pencil under here so we keep the iPad screen happening. All right. Please don't disappear off the internet. Okie dokie. So this thing is a 60-watt deal. All right, so first off, I'm going to make sure everything's turned off. Let's turn off all of the buttons. So everything is now off. See, that's really cool. Now everything's off. So I'm going to start unplugging all these USBs. So this one here is for my iRig. This second one here, I can't even remember what this is for. This second one is actually for, I don't know, I can't remember. This one, I think, is for my keyboard. It's for this keyboard over here. It is for my M Audio Code 49. This little piggy is my Sabrent 2 terabyte hard drive. This one is my other hard drive. There we go. And this one is for my Korg Nano, what is it? My Korg Nano pad, which is under my desk. You're not even seeing the screen, are you? There you go. So you're not even seeing them all there. But so they're all now unplugged. So I've got 6 things plugged into it at the moment. So let's unplug that, the power supply, and here it is. So there it is in all its beauty. Lovely little device. It's plastic. Again, what you notice with the other things that I had. Now, these are just little details, and you can tell me to fuck off if you want, and I shouldn't be getting excited over things. But remember this? I showed you in the beginning to hold this sucker down. This isn't good, man. I don't want blue tack all over my shit, right? So, if you notice, look at this. It's got this rubber footing around the bottom of it, which grips beautifully. It grips beautifully. It's only a really subtle thing, but compared to other ones that I've got under my desk, they don't have this. I'm still blue tacking them down. This I haven't had to blue tack at all. I haven't had to blue tack any of the plugs in the back. Nothing has had to be blue tacked. Win, 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 win. All right, so you've got your switches, and they're really cool. They're quite well made, the switches. They make a nice click sound. So that's cool. They're all, so you've got 7 ports. See if we can get that in the light a little bit. 7 ports, all USB 3, and the top 3 ports are just for charging. So you've got 60 watts of dedicated charge. So these are dedicated. Turn them on. You can have your iPad, iPhone, a whole bunch of things plugged in to charge as well. Clearly, these are not charging ports. So that's super handy. I don't have anything charging in there at the moment just because I haven't actually done it. So I still have stuff in the back. I still have Apple plugs sitting in the back. All right. So I'm just going to put that there for a minute. And I want to talk about this. Let me open back up my iPad and go over here for a second. Now, we were talking about packaging before. I bought 2 USB hubs recently, which are under my desk, which are 7-port hubs. I think the brand is called Simplecom. Simplecom. Here we are. Here. This is them. Simplecom. So they're pretty much knocked together. Let's just say that. They're pretty knocked together. But the packaging that they came in was like this. Right? Has anybody seen... Has anybody had these things? These things where you can't fucking open... Look at this. This is what it's like. Right? Where you need a pair of scissors to cut them open because you can't get the fuck into them. And then you need a pair of scissors. And guess what, folks? The scissors always come in the same packaging. I'm sorry. But when something comes in this packaging, I'm not dealing with it. I'm sorry. I'm pissed off. So there's that. All right. But what I want to talk about right now is, yeah, I beat you to it, Dave. What I want to talk about now, all right, so it's one thing to buy a powered hub and another hub, yeah? But it's not going to make any fucking difference if the cables that you're using are shite. If you're using USB cables to connect all your things up and they're all like a bunch of like shitty random things that you've found like or you've had for years, it's going to be a mess, right? So how many times have you gone to plug something in and something's not showing up on your computer? And you're like, what's going on? Is it a firmware update? You try all these things and then you end up changing out the USB cable. And guess what? It works. Hey, what's going on, John David Lees? Hey, Brad, good to see you. Now, you all must have experienced this because it's a thing. USB cables suck sometimes. My recommendation and what I do is, and I do this for a lot of things. So most of the guys who hang out on Clubhouse, we talk about, we talk a lot of shit on Clubhouse. We pick on each other a lot, but we also talk about, things, the products and stuff like that, stuff we like, gear, all this kind of shit. When I buy things online from eBay, or I don't really use Amazon. In Australia, Amazon's not really that big. I normally look for the cheapest of something that I'm looking for, and then look for the most expensive I can find for what I'm looking for, and then try and find the middle ground. Because normally the middle ground of the product is going to at least be okay on your pocket, and it's not going to be cheap pieces of shit. And it's something that I do with USB cables. Find the most dirt cheapest ones you can possibly find, and then try and find the most expensive USB 3 cables, and then try and find that middle ground, and then order those things. It's the same with guitar leads, mic leads. I do the same thing for all of them. Find the cheapest one, find the most expensive, and then find the middle ground. Because if you spend the money on something nice like this wonderful powered hub, but you're plugging in utterly shit $2 fucking USB cables that you got from the $2 shop, shit's not going to work. You're going to get things disconnecting, reconnecting. So no matter how good this thing is, your cables are super important as well. I just felt like I needed to clear that up because it's true. It's very true. And as I said, if you've ever used USB stuff in the past and come across it where something keeps disconnecting, reconnecting, or something's not showing up, most of the time you'll find if you just change the cable out and grab a different USB cable, it possibly works. It's same with the lightning cables that you get from Apple and such. All right, let me put this back down. Let's reconnect this and hope the world doesn't explode. Now you can say to me probably, but look at all your cables. They're all ratty and different. Aha! But here's where you're wrong. All the cables that I have here are all from the original items that I've purchased. So the iRig has its own one. Everything that is connected is the original USB cable. I'm quite anal about that because I'm a Virgo. I know, that's weird. Yeah, look, fretless bass, you don't have to spend the world on cables. You don't have to. But finding the middle ground at least is just going to save you headaches. It's the same with, trust me, with microphone leads. Oh, fuck. Don't do what I did recently, and I purchased some microphone leads, and fuck me, were they shit. I went cheap because I just thought, these look all right. And holy shit, there was so much noise in this cable when I plugged it in. It was just like, my Lord, very, very annoying. Very, very, you couldn't even hear me talking through the cable. Are your cables from the $2 store or the $5 store? Well, if there was a $5 store, I would do that. No. So the USB cables, if I do buy one, I think a good average price for a USB cable is like $12. It's like HDMI cables as well too. If you buy HDMI cables, you'll find some of them you think, oh my God, why are HDMI cables, some of them like $50? What's the difference? Well, trust me, go and buy a $5 HDMI cable and then buy like a $25 one. See which one lasts. I'm telling you, it's going to be the $25 one. The other one will die super quick. It just is what it is. Because, and it's not, gold's always the best way to go. But the problem with them is that they are made in China, a lot of them. And I'm not slagging the country or anything like that, but they're made on really cheap transistors. Everything's super cheap and thrown together. The soldering, the main problem is with all of this stuff, cables, HDMI cables, microphone cables, guitar cables, USB cables. The problem is, if you open one up, if you take a knife to a really cheap one and cut it open and have a look, and Russ will agree with me on this because his profession was as an electrician. It's the soldering and the way things are put together. you know, it's really, it'll make you throw up a lot of the time when you open some of these things, the way they're put together, right? They are just absolutely, there's no love in there. There's solder everywhere. There's like dirt. It's incredible, some of the way they put these things together, because they don't give a shit. They're slapped together super fast. And so it's important to make sure you've got the right cables. There you go. My rant is over. Sorry. Right, so we're going to plug this back in now. So I've powered it on. You can see the little light pops on up here, so we're good to go there. Now, this plug here that I'm putting in, this actually connects to this. So this hub goes into this hub, and then that hub goes into my iPad. So that's how everything's set up. Now I'm going to put in, let's do this. Let me move my microphone for a second. See you later, Fretless. Thanks for hanging out for a while. Alrighty, now I've got cables everywhere. I've got to remember the management system. All right, how do I have this set up? So I'm going to move this one here. See, cable management's super important because you don't want mess. And when you've got mess everywhere, things begin to suck. All right. So there we go. That's how, and look at that. See how I said that there's got these rubber feet on the bottom? It's got the cords bending around here, but it's sitting there without any blue tack. No. Oh God, do you know how happy that makes me? I know, it's the little things. It's the little things. So this is my iRig. That's the first one I'm going to plug in, because I keep it at the front here, because I have to, as I said, I have to turn it on and off every day when I open OBS. So boom, we now have lights and we now have sound back, so I can start playing any sounds on my iPad. So that's good. What was next? I have no idea. We'll just go with this one. Then we'll go with this one. I can't remember which was next. I know the fourth one. The fourth one was this, which is my my hard drive. Get that plugged in. This is so hard to do behind a microphone. And you can see it's still not, this still isn't tipping over or anything. It's still not blue tacked down or anything like that. That's ace. Then we have this one here, which is my keyboard, I do believe. Let's bring that over. Over, under. And the last one is this, which is my, I think that's all of them. Or did I lose one along the way? No, that's all of them. So that's 6 of them plugged in. Plus, I'm going to add another one here, because this one sitting over here, this is actually my drum kit. So I'm going to plug that in as well. And we'll bang that in. All good. So now this is going out and around the back and into here, into my Sabrent. I've got another keyboard in here, an SD card, and my HDMI out. This goes into the computer, which carries my iPad to the screen. Hello, Sai. Good to see you. So there we go. Oops, there goes my iPad. This is how good the Magic Keyboard is. I can't even open it. The magnets, it's way too strong. All right. There you go. You just saw my password. Good stuff. Lucky you live over there. So now I'm going to power all these suckers on. And let's do this. Let's go over here to my Files app. And you'll see I've only got over here my SD card showing. So this is my SD card. Let me show you this full screen. So that Untitled there, that's my SD card, which is plugged into my Sabrent 10-port hub. Now I'm going to start turning all these on, and let's see what happens. because I can't remember which is which. And you should see down here my hard drives reconnect, because I've got 2 hard drives. Let's just turn everything on. 3, 4. That one. There we go. So there's my Rocket Pro, which is just connected, which is my 2 terabyte non-spinning drive. And I do believe we should get eventually, I think, just make sure, there's my Seagate. So now my Seagate hard drive has just reconnected. So now I've got 2 hard drives connected. I've got an SD card connected. So nice and easy. Everything is back connected. My iRig is back connected. So if I want to get some sound happening, let's just open up an app and see if we've got sound. Cool. So we've got sound happening. And the way I have sound happening, just so you can see, my setup is so out there, folks. It's so complicated. This is the iRig here. And I have 2 outputs going out of the iRig. Let me move this iPad for a second. You should be able to see the 2 outputs. So that's the stereo outs coming out of my iRig. And that is going into my mixing desk here. So I can control my iPad sound through my mixing desk. So that's how that happens. So now we've got everything connected. So if I can turn on my keyboard over here. I should be able to. Let's go to my desk cam. There we go. So this is going through the powered hub as well. Boom. Lights are on. So that's connected. Let's give it some volume. Sweet. So that's connected through the powered hub. Also down here, if I can point this camera, I have my Korg Nano Pad, and you can see the lights are on there. Whoops, I'll show you there. The lights are on, so that's connected under my desk here. So all sweet. Plus my hard drives are connected. Everything's all connected, and it's that simple. Plus, you can see at the back, I still have 3 charging ports if I so want to use those 3 charging ports and charge my iPads here and my iPhone, which I have a cord always here at the end. Look at that cord. Jeez, that cord's that needs a replace. Yeah, look at that shit. Speaking of cords, good stuff. Boom. So, and I can report, I've been using this thing for a week now. So I've been using it for a week. I haven't had, and like I was using these Targus ones, heaps of times I was getting things just, you would have heard it in the show recently. You would have heard things go, ba-dung, ba-dung. It's been happening a fair bit, and it was due to this. Firstly, I solved that. And then yesterday, I was still getting that sound happening recently from some stuff using the hubs under my desk. But guess what? Fixed it yesterday, folks. I changed a cable, a USB cable, and it fixed everything. I haven't had any of those issues anymore. It's been 24 hours and not once has it done the ba-dunk, 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 the sound you hate to hear. And that's been driving me mad for, like most people know, on Clubhouse for months and months. All right, so let's look at some specifications for this Sabrent hub that we've been looking at today, because it's important. How did I get hubs out from under the desk? Well, it's hard, Rick, because his beard takes up so much room. USB-C is the same connection, but one is just a regular USB 2 or 3.1, and the other is Thunderbolt 3. That is clearly right. Yes, they look the same, but they can handle they can actually handle two styles. They can handle USB 3.1 to 2 or 1.1, plus they can handle Thunderbolt at faster speeds. So let's bring this sucker up. So here it is. Let's talk about the price of this thing, because on Sabrent's website, it's $44.99 to buy this. That's US. As you can see, 3.0 hubs with transfer speeds of 5 gig per second. 3 smart charging ports to auto optimize current speeds. So what's cool about these ports, the charging ports, is they're like your iPhone ones. Once it gets to a certain charge, it pulls back. So it's really cool with optimization. 60 watts of power, so you can charge phones, tablets, and heaps of 3 things simultaneously, and it won't fuck up. Indicator light, nice surface, nice packaging, everything looks good. So it's pretty simple. And I'm recommending them because their other products have been really good to me. They have many good reviews everywhere you go, Sabrent. They've been super kind to the channel, and their products are solid. Here's the deal, guys. When I'm doing any hardware stuff, I need to let you know this. I don't have companies reaching out to me. Yeah. I will, if I'm looking for something for my setup, I will do the homework for you guys. I watch fuckloads of YouTube videos. I read heaps of reviews on things, and I try and find the best thing at the right price for me that I think is going to help my studio. And then, only then, will I reach out to a company and say, hello, would you consider sending me this? I believe this is going to be a good product already, because I've done my homework, and I'm very anal with this stuff. I do a lot of reading. I watch a lot of YouTube videos. It's ridiculous. And then if they decide to, and trust me, I get a lot of knockbacks and not even replies a lot of the time. But you never know if you don't ask. And I reached out to Sabrent, and they have sent me 3 items now, and each of them have been exactly as they described and have changed the way my setup works. I've had no problems with them, and they've just made everything much better. So I'm a full supporter of Sabrent items. I think they're fucking awesome. Okay, so on this link, you can actually purchase this from Amazon, or you can purchase it from them. But I do implore you, please, if you're considering buying one of these, go over to my gear guide and buy it here, because it's at the bottom of the gear guide. I've only got US link and Australia link at the moment. What's going on, iPad? Get your shit together. Man, this has been happening a lot with Safari lately when I zoom in. So if you click on the US link, it takes you to my affiliate thing. And as you'll see, it's a lot cheaper if you buy it from Amazon. There it is, US. $32.99. So it's 33 bucks. Super cheap for something pretty high quality. There's 11 left in stock there. The Australian one is, and remember, as I said at the start, these things I was buying here, these Targus things, they were $79. In Australia, this is worth $70.87. So it's cheaper and better. There you go. Good stuff. What else do I need to cover? We've got an hour today. I will talk about this too. So yeah, just finishing off on the things that I review on here. I just want to make it utterly clear. Now, I'm not getting paid to do any of this. Again, I reach out to things that I think are going to be good for me, and if they're good for me, then I can recommend it to you 100%, right? So currently, I'm going to have a few more things to review coming up over the next, I think next week, and over Christmas, a few more things too. So one of them will be this, because I've reached out to an Australian company here called Swamp. I already buy a shitload of stuff from Swamp. I'm a massive... sorry, I've got a super itchy nose today. I'm not doing coke, folks. Trust me. I don't know what it is. So itchy nose. So I've been buying stuff from Swamp for the longest time. And recently I just bought these new desktop monitors, as you can see there, which are absolutely sick. All my guitar leads, all my cables I buy from Swamp. my amplifier over here in the background, this Joyo amplifier. I buy a hell of a lot of stuff. They import stuff from Elktron, a whole lot of stuff. And I have this microphone coming, which I'm going to review next week. And I'm not going to tell you how I'm going to review it. Let's go back here. So here's the deal. I'm not going to tell you how I'm reviewing it. You'll just have to work it out. But yeah, this is a podcast mic, and here's the deal again. I have reached out to this company because I've done my research on this particular microphone, and from what I've read, this particular microphone is going to be really good for podcasting, really good for vocals, doing death metal stuff, anything really aggressive, because with its extended length here, we all love a bit of that. There you go, extended length. And it actually has some switches on the base of it for high cut gain and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to be looking at this, but you'll find out more about that. So there you go. I hope this show has not just come off like an advert or anything like that, because I'm using this thing. It's really changed my setup. It's made shit a lot easier. It works really good. And hopefully you've learned a little thing about USB cables, because it's fucking important, man. And you know, whenever you do a search on YouTube, there's never videos of people going, USB cables are important. They are. All cables are important. By the middle of the road. And trust me, just do it. If you've got an old cable laying around that you know cost you fuck all, grab a knife, cut it open, and have a look at the solder in there. I swear, you'll be horrified. You will be utterly horrified. And if you want proof of that, I'm going to recommend something before I go, which is a great YouTube channel that I follow. And I know Pete Johns follows this channel too, and I recommend you do as well. He's an Australian guy called Dank Pods. So this is his channel. And what he basically does is he buys crap. He buys a lot of good headphones, a lot of shit headphones, a lot of MP3 players, a lot of stuff. And a lot of the time he smashes the shit open and has a look inside these cheap things. And some of the stuff you see inside is like, what the fuck? Like, in one thing I saw him open up, there was actually cockroach shit inside the fucking, the MP3 player. Cockroaches had shit inside it. I shit you not. That's what you get. That's, you know, they say you get what you pay for. And in that particular item, there was cockroach shit inside it. Anyway, I'm getting off track. So yeah, head over to Dank Pods. He's a really cool page, and you'll learn a lot about the way things are made and stuff, and how to identify cheap stuff. Yeah, I know, right? Again, cockroach shit. Far out. All right, guys. Tomorrow, what are we doing? Tomorrow, guys, we are looking at this. What am I doing? We are looking at this thing, and it's really fun. Let's bring it up for you. We are looking at this, the Torero Organ. It's a 1970s Italian organ. Thanks, Peppy. And it's really fun to play with. So join me for that. So we're looking at that tomorrow. It is a replica of that old organ that you would see at your nana's house. Trust me, it sounds beautiful. The day after that, I've got a really big show. We are looking at Volcano 3 by Fab Filter. Let me just say, this thing is off the fucking chain. Again, you pay what you get for. Is that right? You get what you pay for. Yeah? Volcano 3 is... It's going to take me another day and a half to really learn everything. This is a complex app, and I've already spent a day working on trying to learn everything about this app, because I want you to hopefully get an understanding about it. But this thing is really, really cool. See you later, Kim. I hope you have a good one. And I'll just let you know before we go, Friday, everybody, Night Train 1988 is on the show. So please join us for that. That is the lineup for the end of this week. And yeah. Thanks for joining me today. You're all cool cats. Yeah? So, I shall see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. Remember, Do the things that make you happy. Mistakes make you better, and we all rise together. And I'll catch you tomorrow. See you later. Goodbye.